IngBreaking.com. Lesson 2. What kind of music do you like? Present tense. Questions and answers. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Is Ava having a conversation with Peter?
No, he isn't having a conversation with Peter. Ava is having a conversation with
she
Jacob.
isn't having a conversation with Peter. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. Who is Ava having a conversation with?
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob.
Jacob. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She's having a conversation with Jacob. What is Ava doing with Jacob?
A conversation. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob.
A conversation. Ava is having a conversation with Jacob. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. What does Ava want to know from Jacob?
What kind of music he likes? She wants
what
to know.
Kind of music Jacob likes? Ava wants to know what kind of music he likes. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. Who wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes?
Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes.
Ava wants to know what kind of music Jacob likes. Does she want to know what kind of music Jacob dislikes?
No, he doesn't want to know what kind of music Jacob dislikes. She wants to know.
She doesn't want to know what kind of music he dislikes. He hates. She wants to know what kind of music he likes. So she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does she ask him about his favorite kind of music?
Yes, he asks him about his favorite kind of music.
Yes, she asks him about his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. Does Ava ignore Jacob's favorite kind of music?
No, he doesn't ignore his favorite kind of music. He asks him about his favorite kind of music.
No, she doesn't ignore his favorite kind of music. Ava asks him about his favorite kind of music. What does Ava ask Jacob about?
His favorite kind of music. He asks him about his favorite kind of music.
Ava asked Jacob about his favorite kind of music. Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. What kind of music does Jacob say he likes?
Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical.
Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob mostly like opera and country and western music?
No, Jacob says he likes all kinds
Jacob
of music,
says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Does Jacob tell Ava what kind of music he hates?
No, Jacob says he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock,
Jacob
and
says
classical.
he likes all kinds of music, but he mostly likes pop, rock, and classical. Ava has tickets to a show. What kind of tickets does Ava have?
Tickets to a show. Ava has tickets to a show.
Tickets to a show. Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava invite Jeremy to the movies?
No, he doesn't invite Jeremy.
No, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Does Ava have tickets?
Yes, Ava has tickets to a show and invites Jacob
yes,
to go with her
Ava
to the
has
show.
tickets to a show and invites Jacob to go with her to the show. She invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Who invites Jacob to go with her to the show?
Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
Ava invites Jacob to go with her to the show. Ava invites him to go to the show with her. Where does Ava invite Jacob to go?
To the show. Ava invites Jacob
The show.
to the show
She
with
invites
her.
Jacob to go to the show with her. Does she invite Mark to go to the show with her?
No, he doesn't invite her to the show with her. He invites Jacob to go with her to the show.
No, she doesn't invite Mark. She invites Jacob to go to the show with her. Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. What does Jacob ask?
What kind of music the show has? Jacob asks what kind of music the show
What kind
has.
of music the show has? Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. Does Jacob ask what kind of music the show has?
Yes. Jacob asks what kind of
Yes,
music the show has.
Jacob asks what kind of music the show has. He asks what kind of music the show has. Does he ask what kind of food the show has?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't ask what kind of food the
No,
show has.
he doesn't ask what
He
kind of
asks
food the
what
show
kind of music
has.
the show has.
He asks what kind of music the show has. Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the kind of music and location?
Yes, Ava tells him it's rock and it's a Lincoln Park.
Yes, Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Who tells Jacob it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park?
Ava tells Jacob it's rock and it's a Lincoln Park.
Ava tells him it's rock and it's in Lincoln Park. Does Ava tell Jacob the show is in Jackson Park?
No, it's in Jackson Park. The show
No,
is in
it
Jackson
isn't in
Park.
Jackson Park. The show isn't in Jackson Park. Ava tells him
Ava
it's
tells him
rock,
it's rock
and it's in
a
Lincoln Park. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. What does Jacob ask about the show?
What time the show takes place? Jacob asks what time the show takes
Jacob
place.
asks what time the show takes place. He asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask who is performing at the show?
No, he doesn't ask who is performing at the show.
No,
He asks
Jacob
what
doesn't
time
ask
the
who
show
is
takes place.
performing at the show. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Does Jacob ask where the show takes place?
No, he doesn't ask where the show takes place. He asks what
No,
time the
he
show
doesn't
takes
ask
place.
where the show takes place. Jacob asks what time the show takes place. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. When does Ava tell Jacob the show starts?
At 7 p.m. I will tell him it's at 7 p.m.
At 7 p.m. Ava tells him it's at 7 p.m. Ava tells him the show starts at 7 p.m. Does Jacob tell Ava the show starts at 7 p.m.?
Yes. No.
No, Jacob doesn't tell Ava that the show starts at 7 p.m. Ava tells Jacob the show starts
I
at
will
7
tell
p.m.
Jacob at 7 p.m.
Who does Ava tell it's at 7 p.m.?
I will tell him it's at 7 p.m.
Jacob. Ava tells Jacob it's at 7 p.m. Is the show at 7 p.m.?
Yes.
Yes, Ava tells him
I
it's
will
at
tell
7
Jacob
p.m.
It's at 7 p.m.
Jacob says he would like to go. How does Jacob answer to Ava?
Ava tells he would like to go.
Jacob says he'd like to go and suggests that they have dinner first. He says he'd like to go and suggests they have dinner first. Does Jacob say he would like to stay?
No, he doesn't stay. He doesn't say he would like to stay.
No,
he says he would like
Jacob
to go.
Doesn't say he would like to stay. He says he would like to go. Where would Jacob like to go?
The show. He says he would
The
like
show.
to go.
Jacob would like to go to the show. He would like to go to the music show. Who says he'd like to go?
Jacob says he would like to go.
Jacob says he would like to go. He says he would like to go. He suggests they have dinner first. What does Jacob suggest?
He suggests they have dinner first.
He suggests they have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Does he suggest they would have dinner later?
No, he doesn't suggest they have dinner later. He suggests they have dinner
he doesn't suggest they have dinner later.
He suggests they have dinner first.
What does Jacob suggest they would do?
He suggests they have dinner first.
They have dinner first. Jacob suggests they have dinner first. Ava thinks that is a good idea. What does Ava think?
Ava thinks that is a good idea.
Dinner is a good idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. Does Ava think dinner is a bad idea?
No, Ava doesn't think dinner is a bad idea. Ava
doesn't think dinner is a bad idea. Ava thinks that it is a good idea. What does Ava tell Jacob about having dinner?
Ava thinks that is a good idea.
Ava thinks that is a good idea. Ava tells Jacob that it is a good idea. Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. What does Jacob suggest to Ava?
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Does Jacob suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel?
No, he doesn't suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel.
Jacob doesn't suggest they have dinner at the Hilton Hotel. He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Where does Jacob suggest they have dinner?
He suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from apartment.
Jacob suggests they eat at the restaurant across the street from his apartment. Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava want to have dinner with Jacob?
Yes, Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
Yes, Ava likes the idea and thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know where the restaurant is?
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is.
She thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Ava thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Does Ava know the restaurant's location?
Yes.
Yes, she thinks she knows where the restaurant is. Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. What does Jacob tell Ava about the directions?
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant location.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. Does Jacob tell her she's wrong about the restaurant's location?
No. She doesn't.
No,
he doesn't.
Jacob doesn't tell her she's wrong about a restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location. Who tells Ava she's right about the restaurant's location?
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location.
Jacob tells her she's right about the restaurant's location. He tells her that she's right about the restaurant's location.